Last week, I created some new breakfast recipes to share with you today. They're easy to make, so yummy, and most importantly, fall themed. Quick reminder that my e-cookbook is on huge sale for the rest of the month. Link is down below. And also, this video is brought to you by Squarespace. Alright, let's start with Monday's fall themed breakfast bowl. First, I cut 2 small apples into bite-sized chunks. I placed a teaspoon of vegan butter in a non-stick skillet, then added in the apple chunks together with a few drops of vanilla aroma, some cinnamon, a pinch of salt, and a drizzle of maple syrup. Give this about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on your preference. Okay, then inside my breakfast bowl, I am mixing together unsweetened soy yogurt, a tablespoon of pumpkin puree, some cinnamon, vanilla, and maple syrup. Mix, mix, mix. And I added granola for the crunch, the caramelized apples, some almond butter, and sesame seeds. This is perfect for those days when you want to get into the fall spirit, but it's still really warm outside. The pumpkin puree I made myself, actually.
I actually did it myself. Yeah.
Nice.
I only needed about half of this pumpkin, maybe a little bit less. So I cut off a big chunk, carved out the seeds, and then cut the pumpkin into chunks. I let those cook for about 12 to 15 minutes. Transfer them to a small blender and blend them up together with a splash of water. Less water is more here. I also really wanted to share with you this pancake maple cinnamon bun that I had for breakfast also. Yeah, so the night before I hosted this event together with a vegan Berlin bakery called C+. Thank you to everyone who showed up and joined, and thanks again to the cafe. Check them out, check them out. Up next is possibly the best tasting sandwich I've ever made on here. So this starts out with adding some vegan butter and some optional sage leaves to a large non-stick skillet. Allow the sage to cook in the butter for 1 to 2 minutes. In the meantime, cut up some bread of choice. In a small bowl, combine plant-based cream cheese, pumpkin puree, and salt. The cream cheese can be supped with plain hummus if you'd like. And then add that to the bread. Now top this off with kimchi, shredded smoked tofu, and some shredded plant-based cheese. Transfer the bread slices to the sage butter pan. Now originally I was going for open-faced sandwiches, but the vegan cheese wasn't melting.
Come on. You can do it.
But anyway, after I let the slices toast for about 2 to 3 minutes, I then just ended up stacking them on top of one another. Now the cheese may still not have melted fully, but that's okay. This was still so tasty. I highly advise you to make this week and then let me know what you think, because I'm in love. Alright, so we're continuing to use up the pumpkin puree in this next recipe. This is some really wonderful pumpkin bread made with oat flour. First, I'm blending up the oats until fine. Then I'm preheating the oven to 180 degrees Celsius. In a mixing bowl, combine pumpkin puree, vegetable oil, vinegar, non-dairy milk, vanilla, some powdered sugar, and then add in your dry ingredients. Those would be the oat flour, a pinch of salt, some cinnamon, and a few other fall type spices. I actually forgot to add the baking powder, but I came to find out that this recipe also works without baking powder. For the frosting, boil some cashews for about 20 minutes and transfer them to a small blender together with vegan butter, some vegan yogurt, a pinch of salt, maple syrup, perhaps a bit of vanilla. Blend this up, and then once the oat base has cooled down completely, you can cover it with the frosting. It's best to let this rest for about 30 minutes in the fridge. This is a great recipe to just meal prep the night before, and I highly recommend you try it. Next, we have another fun, savory idea. Sage butter beans on toast. They're so cozy, so simple to make. Let's do it. To a medium to large skillet, add some plant-based butter, followed by a few sage leaves. Give that about 5 minutes over medium heat before removing the leaves and adding some tomato puree, plus maple syrup. Allow that to cook for another 2 to 3 minutes, and then you pour in the water and some salt, and let it simmer for another 5 minutes. Mix in the drained beans and give everything another 3 to 5 minutes, possibly adjusting the consistency with some water. Here I'm toasting up some bread. First adding a thin layer of vegan cream cheese, then a layer of the beans. Feel free to add some parsley or some basil. I'm adding some cress here. Sesame seeds, of course. This is so good. It's my friend's Artemis's birthday tomorrow, and that girl loves nothing more than granola. I'm gonna adapt the peanut butter banana bread granola from the cookbook and turn it into a pumpkin spice version. Let's do it. First, I'm preheating the oven to 170 degrees Celsius, and I'm also lining a baking sheet with parchment paper. Inside a small saucepan, combine all the wet ingredients. Some pumpkin puree, sugar of choice, a syrup of choice, almond butter, a type of vanilla, vegan butter or coconut oil. Mix and give this about 2 to 3 minutes over medium heat. Then, in a large mixing bowl, combine all the dry ingredients. Quick cooking oats, rolled oats, a pinch of salt, cinnamon, pumpkin pie spices, a little bit of flour, and also some flax seeds and or any other seeds that you want to add, like hemp, sesame. Right, and then you pour in the contents of the pot. Mixing everything thoroughly, then transfer to the baking sheet. Flatten out the mixture using wet hands. And put this into the oven and let it bake for about 20 minutes. Then take this out of the oven and using a butter knife, cut everything into larger pieces. Then put this back into the oven carefully and give it another 8 to 10 minutes. Allow the granola to rest on the counter for at least 1 hour so it can crisp up fully. And then if needed, break it into even smaller bits. Here I'm putting together the jar to give away as a birthday present. Here's Artemis's review of the granola, by the way. I love making this because in Germany, we do not have pumpkin spice granola, at least that I'm aware of. I didn't get any footage of me eating, but here's a collection of all the flash photos that I took. That's all the recipes I have for today. Again, my ebook, Why Not Vegan, is currently on like a 60% off sale to celebrate its 6-year anniversary. Yeah, but anyway, thank you so much for being here and watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Next week, I will start filming more fall-inspired baking recipes. So if you have some specific suggestions for what I should bake, let me know. And now here is a word from today's sponsor. Squarespace makes it really easy to create a beautiful website, connect to your audience, share your art, sell your products, sell your content, and more. Start by choosing from their wide range of professionally designed website templates to get started, or build your site from scratch if you prefer. Also create a new logo while you're at it. Have your website quickly get discovered with their optimized SEO tools, meaning you will show up more often in people's search engines and therefore grow your brand and business the way you want. If you need extra help, don't hesitate to ask their 24/7 award-winning customer service. Start today. Go to squarespace.com/MeNowRome and use the code MeNowRome to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you for watching until the end. and I will see you very soon. Bye!